I've generally been aware of hemp oil for some period of time, but I've really just kind of had it in my subconscious awareness. Uh, but now I've met a young lady named Inesa, and she's building a whole business around hemp oil. She says that it will cure like everything. So, Inesa, welcome to the truth.
Very, very pleasure to be here today. And I would like to say we're definitely not going to make any claims today. I believe the only one person in the world or the power is the God can truly cure everything. So I just want to be aware of that, that there's definitely a lot of potential of help and heal and
Yes, fair enough. So, how did you become interested in hemp extract? What led you to become interested in it?
Definitely not a business site. I've never had an interest to be in the business world, especially with cannabis, which is for me was such a criminal name to begin with. Like cannabis, what do you mean? This is so bad for us. So definitely not the business side, but the hemp really entered my life, and I had to study how to cure my mom from cancer. And I personally did reject chemotherapy and radiation from my mother because I simply did not believe in that system, in the medical system, because it failed me and my personal health. And when she got cancer, actually, I had to truly, truly, I mean, I did spend over 27,000 hours on global research on cancer.
Wow.
Yes, that led me to discover endocannabinoid system and what empowers endocannabinoid system. And then that's where I learned about cannabinoids and terpenes, and that's where I really entered that world about cannabinoids. But there's a huge difference between cannabis and hemp, and there's a lot of confusion going on out there in the world. So, but that was my first initiative step where, wait a minute, there's this magic endocannabinoid system in a human body. So if I'll help my mom to empower that system will help to empower multiple other systems in the body. So it just really made sense to look for the cleanest cannabinoids for my mother because she was very sick and she was given 6 months left to live.
Oh my gosh. That's I can't imagine how that must have made you feel when you got that word. So you embarked on this journey to try and help your mom fight cancer. You came across cannabinoids, which includes hemp. I'm generally aware that our founding fathers, many of them were hemp farmers. And hemp was kind of like cotton, although a lot stronger. And it could be used for bundling things and also baling, I guess, cotton, for instance, but had a lot of other uses. And then I think you're right that it's gotten sort of a jaundiced name because of its relation to cannabis. And of course, the difference between hemp and cannabis that kids smoke is that cannabis has THC, hemp does not have THC, right?
Correct. So you really mentioned a very amazing point. Like hemp has been part of this nature and our planet Earth for thousands of years. And I'm not talking about cannabis. I'm not talking about the thing that people get high.
Yes.
It has been used for not just actually create the clothing. It was actually, or like even people built homes from hemp actually, because these homes were breathable. Like, so you can, there's no mold in these kind of type of homes. People actually built batteries out of hemp. The hemp is one of the strongest materials. So also people cleaned their soil by using hemp, and also people fed their cattle and using hemp. And the most miraculous thing that not rediscovered, but it's been discovered for last 30, 50 years, that we have this beautiful endocannabinoid system that actually plays one of the most essential roles in a human body in order for us to stay healthy or fight the disease. So and that's where it becomes very tricky medical. And I think this whole conspiracy theory about cannabis and hemp happened to all of us because it is truly one of the most strongest biblical plants there is hemp. For those specific reasons, you can truly sustain your family, sustain your soil, sustain your animals, sustain your health under one plant.
Well, you exposed me to this extract, the hemp extract, and you said that it could be used for a variety of causes. So I've got this gnarly bump on my leg that I've been mildly concerned about. And so I started putting Nesa's hemp extract on this bump. And darned if after a week, it's not about half the size as it was before I put hemp oil on it. So how does that, what's the science behind it? How does it work?
I mean,
And I did go to the dermatologist earlier this week just to check it out because at my age, anytime I see something happening to my skin, I'm very hypersensitive to the possible implications of that.
so I'm so glad you proactively checking on your health, and also as a holistic coach, as a holistic um, person that helped at this point thousands of people to be healthy, and teach how their body should be healthy. I personally don't believe disease is a death sentence. And I'm not saying this because I read a story or success in some magazine. I truly believe in this because I'm seeing it in my daily life every single day, and I see how people get better every single day. So for me, when people say, "Hey, I have this," and I'm like, was told I have, 6 months, 3 months, whatever, that doesn't mean anything to me. That means like it's time to get your body on track with your health and to do what God really intended you to do in the first place. So, talking about science, um, first of all, it's not surprising to me that you actually experience your bump to go away. I seen it where people had like a tumor in their mouth actually, and within 3 4 weeks using high doses of our oil, actually they, according to them, the tumor shrank to 90%. Again,
Wow.
I'm not saying oil did anything or we cured anybody out there. I am just saying that they used it and they called our customer service, and this is what they told us. I personally use it on my skin, and I even use it on my hair. Like, I don't want to get wrinkles, right? I have all kinds of sun damages from when I was younger. I used it for that. My sun damages are gone. But of course, I use it orally every single day for 1,000 different reasons.
Give us the top three of the thousand that you use it for. What do you hope to achieve by ingesting it?
Number one, it really balances your central nervous system. Like your whole central nervous system truly, truly depends on endocannabinoid system. And most people on this in America are 100% deficient of their in their cannabinoid system. So when you take the oil, you empower that endocannabinoid system, and that endocannabinoid system immediately fires up your central nervous system. Central nervous system gives you better functioning overall for your brain, for your thought process, for your nerves, for your muscles, for, I mean, everything is connected under nervous system, right? The nerves are manipulating and telling your body what to do. So it's like overall functionality becomes better. So for me personally, I do run multiple businesses and companies, and I do deal with like super chronic situations where people come to me. They said, Ines, I've been in Mexico, I've been in Germany, I tried everything, and I have a stage 5, like, I don't know, glioblastoma, for example. Like, can you help me? It's like, yes, it's going to be a lot of work, but we're going to work on it. And that becomes pretty stressful on me because I take this also as a personal responsibility. And I know I should not mix those two, but I always do. I'm not good at this. And it does put a lot of stress also on me to make sure we're really accomplishing those goals, to make sure this person is happy, healthy, and alive. So stress is number one. Number two would be inflammation, like just by eating fried food. Let's say if you ate today, for example, somebody ate a fried, I don't know, French fries or something, your body is inflamed for 48 hours. So
No kidding.
48 hours you carry that inflammation. And if 2 days later you eat again something fried, now you inflame for another 48 hours. So if you eat fried food twice or three times a week, you're on constant inflammation. So we know, according to the science, that inflammation is the root of the evil to all the disease. So oil for me helps. I don't eat fried foods. I'm just exposed to a lot of stress, I would say, which just causes also inflammation and oxidative stress. So I personally use my oil also for inflammation, and it helps me also to have a healthy deep sleep. So, deep sleep leads you to what? To recovery. The bodies at nighttime, they recover. Most people never explain to anybody why it's important to sleep. Each hour at nighttime, as we sleep, we produce a fighter killer cells like immune cells, T cells, and those cells are critical for us next day, not just to function, but protect us, right? We want to be in the best version of ourselves. So when people say, oh, sleep is good for you, sleep is better, like sleep more, but nobody explains you why. Because more hours you sleep, more trillions of cells you produce. And there's a certain amount of cells each of us need in order for us to be healthy next day, which is when you ate your inflammatory foods. Those cells, if you slept really good, which is if you had enough of trillions of cells, if you didn't cut yourself short, you have them right now fighting for you naturally. But the problem is nobody can sleep well in these days for multiple reasons. People are inflamed, people are under stress, people are actually activated their metals in their body because we're all full of mercury, all of us full of kind of type of metals. So these metals are activated through the 5G towers. It's just like putting aluminum in a microwave. Think about
Wow.
yeah. So
That's not a good idea.
so think about this. Yeah, if I have a metals in my body, which is like most of us do, even children in these days, now we get to the tower, which is towers are everywhere of 5G, and now it's shaking us internally, and we think we're just having an anxiety, or we just feel like we're not feeling good, or it's the air.
No kidding.
Yeah, that's all.
That's amazing. Where do those metals come from? How do they enter our body?
At this day and age, they truly come from absolutely everywhere, especially your tap water. Your tap water, if you
Hmm.
shower, you literally just by showering in the tap water, you absorb so much of these toxins that come through your tap water. And I tell people all the time, um,
Don't shower.
no, I tell people all the time, like,
Don't shower. Don't eat fried foods.
I actually carry my own shower head when I travel for work because I'm so terrified to be exposed to the tap water. I just know too much about the tap water. And when people say, oh, my city has a clean water, I'm so sorry. This tap water is controlled by Monsanto, or called Monsanton. So there's nothing good happens in that water. It doesn't matter which part in the world you're in, especially in the United
Amazing.
States.
So if you will take hemp extract,
Mhm.
does it neutralize the metal that we've ingested through tap water?
Definitely not, because those are completely, those are very heavy pathogens. Those are very heavy particles in the body. But what Nesas can do, or the endocannabinoid system, it helps to kick in your natural detox reaction. So your body slowly is trying to detox them. If it's fully gonna get rid of your heavy metals, I don't believe so, because I personally would never take risks, especially when I work with very chronic cases. But what it does also, this is balances your gut microbiome. So as you go in the bathroom, most people think they're going to the bathroom once or twice a day is healthy. No, healthy is like 3 to 6 times a day. So this helps you actually even go in the bathroom more often, which is you keep flushing the toxins out of your gut. More you go in the bathroom, you keep flushing, and you automatically can help to flush the metals. And you also, if your T cells, which is a natural killer cells, there's the only one part in the cell that actually kills pathogens in the body, which is called a T cell. So when you empower endocannabinoid system, those T cells also get stronger. So those natural killer cells going against the metal and helps you to go in the bathroom more often, so you get everything out of your body. So it does not work directly on the metals, but the way a whole body approaches, it does help to certain extent to get rid of the metals.
That's fascinating. What are some of the benefits that we'll feel if we take hemp extract? I know it's going to make me calm. My wife will appreciate that. But otherwise, what benefits will we experience in the way we feel?
I truly seen it so much. I seen it where men saying us on my prostate numbers dropped. Like it was 6 or 11, now it's 2. Or I seen it where people using for anxiety attacks and then those are going away. Epilepsy, I seen it where people using for epilepsy. I seen it where people use it just for inflammation. But of course, some people are super inflamed, so they might need to use a little bit more oil. I seen people were just getting itchy throat and getting sick, so they take multiple dropperfuls of Nessus and also apply it on the throat, and it helps you with that. I seen it. My cousin called me one day, and she said, "Nesa, I was like in a field. I had nothing on me except the Nessus bottle, and I got an infection in my ear." And she said, like, I had nowhere to go, and it was getting really strong. I was getting like a little buzz and ringing in my ear. She said, I just put 2 drops in each ear, like, and the whole thing was gone in 30 minutes.
No kidding.
It's literally like, I don't know what this is not, like the things don't work on it or doesn't do for. Like, I seen the things people report us that I never heard or seen before in my whole life. And I've been with this brand for, I mean, it's my brand, but I've been with this for like, I developed this like 8 to 9 years ago. So it's been a long time, and I still see the things that you see. You need someone your troth, so you need to apply it right here. Also, it's gonna help you. So it does help with inflammation, sleep, of course, anxiety, and just overall feeling great, alert, focused. But at the same time, there's so much more than that. Like, as I said, regulating your central nervous system alone, it regulates your brain, it regulates your gut, it regulates your functionality of your organs. So it's a very extensive, I would say, full of benefits, small little bottle.
So, how long does it take before you start to receive the benefits?
It really depends on each person's endocannabinoid system, because some people have been very deficient for maybe 30 years and 40
Oh,
years. It's like a rusty car had no gasoline in it for 30 years. Just imagine. Now you're trying to start the engine again and put, the gas in it, which is, you might need to do little tips and tricks, right? So you might need to do whatever it takes. But some, like, if you just been deficient for the last, I don't know, year or less, or you still have some of endocannabinoid production but just very low amount in your own body, then it might take very little to actually start the engine going, because the engine is kind of there, it's dying, but you're just gonna wake it up faster. So for the each person is very different. I have my teacher in Lithuania, because I'm from Lithuania. So she said, when I gave her a bottle, a couple bottles actually a couple years ago, since she started her own, what I call engine, the endocannabinoid system, she's still feeling great. She used it only 2 bottles. Some
so
people,
what you continue to reference the endocannabinoid,
endocannabinoid. Mhm.
endocannabinoid. Am I the only person on earth that doesn't know what that is?
Nobody actually is aware of endocannabinoid system. And that is the saddest part, especially when I came from the Congress, because I was in a Capitol Hill a couple weeks ago, and they are currently passing the laws or passed the laws, and they're going to enforce them as of November this year. Uh, the laws are passed basically enforcing it high THC usage, which is like the other side of the plant that I personally don't support it for the daily use, especially for children. I don't think it's a good idea. That plant was engineered in the laboratories. God never gave this plant on the Mother Earth for us to use it, really. So that specific area or that category of the plant is being, basically they trying to legalize it and they're pushing towards public. But the other side of the plant, where it has these beautiful ways to study endocannabinoid system, is actually getting suppressed right now. So it's very sad, because we waited for 30, 50 years until we can finally talk about human endocannabinoid system again, what these cannabinoids are in the first place. Think about this. Your body makes almost exact same thing as this bottle has it there. Like, you make almost the same molecule as the hemp plant. Like, we are almost the same thing. And that actually molecule is so critical for you. If I actually would take your these endocannabinoid system out of your body, you would be drop dead.
So, what is endocannabinoid? I mean, can you measure it? I mean, can I get a blood test for it? I mean, what is it? How does it present
Uh,
in the
there,
body?
we have a receptors in our brain. It's called CB1 and CB2 receptors, and actually, and we produce it. And we have an endocannabinoid system throughout the body, everywhere from the head to the toes. Like, it, there's everywhere. These receptors are absolutely everywhere. So what's happening here is our physicians in today's world, they don't even know what endocannabinoid system is. And that's the reason why I'm getting so upset on this new law, because if we're gonna keep neglecting these healthy, critically, like they're critically needed to our body cannabinoids, and push the laws towards like high THC and all these I call strong drugs that are not really doing any good for us, like we're gonna lose an opportunity to study human endocannabinoid system and essentials to us, because right now it's been a schedule 1, and now they're trying to push on schedule 3, but they're pushing the medical marijuana, like they're pushing like the high THC stuff, the stuff that's never been part of Mother Nature. And that's the stuff I'm not in it. I never smoked weed in my life, never going to, I don't believe in it. I mean, there's might be certain use for that if somebody's dying and they are on opioids. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
smoke
And
your,
in a lot of pain.
yeah, smoke your weed. That's fine. I help you. God bless you. Some people want to die in peace. I understand. But now our children, 16-year-old kids, are currently smoking, vaping. I mean, it's just horrific what's going on with this plant.
So, what about endocannabinoid? How can I determine what my natural state is of endocannabinoid?
It's unless you go through research and universities, which is that's the only one way for you to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out myself how to make this as a mainstream for people, but because of these laws, they just make it really harder. Because if the law says you can't practice these cannabinoids, then I can't give someone that cannabinoid to empower their endocannabinoid system legally based on a law. That means there's going to be no resources where to go. So right now, nobody is really measuring in the public matter. But if we gonna continue fight for this, which is I'm trying, we might have eventually access where we can. You come to the physician. That would be a dream. Which is right now we're losing our dream, but that would be a dream where you come to your physician. Physician measures. Oh, you have a depression. Oh, let's see what your endocannabinoid system is, because your mood actually depends on endocannabinoid system. Most people are depressed not because of they really are depressed, because they're deficient in their own endocannabinoid system to make these little particles in the body.
Well, how can it be? How can you measure it? I think I asked a minute ago. Can a blood test reveal what your base or where you are relative to some kind of a baseline?
You have to go look for the receptors. You literally have to go look for the receptors, like in the
Where do you find them?
they're all over the body. Like you have to really get into the body and measure the receptors. And I don't believe they have a way of even measuring fully for the public matter. Like they measured on animals in the laboratory testings, they've measured in humans, right? But like there's no public way unless you're sitting in a research facility, which is scientifically has been proven around the world. We are humans have this system, but there is no way to measure at the moment.
So I'm going to change the question for a moment, change directions. My dog, who is 13, who we absolutely worship and love, has this growth on the side of her. Now I've had over 40 dogs in my life, and every time I lose a dog, it is so painful. But we have had several dogs who have developed cancer, and it is painful to watch them decline. So my wife and I have made the conscious decision that we're not going to mess with this growth. We're just going to leave it alone, not disturb it, not awaken it, whatever. I don't know whether that's a good idea or a bad idea, but our past practice has not worked. Do you think hemp oil might be a solution or a remedy that we should consider for our dog?
100%, because your dog is also have endocannabinoid system. Um,
Would you administer it in her food, or would you do it topically? How would we give it to her?
I would definitely go really hard topically, and I would definitely give it probably on the food too, so the dog doesn't reject the taste because it's very, very earthy. It's like a strong olive oil.
Yes,
So I would do it on the
more like castor oil. That's what I used to get my mouth cleaned out with if I used a cuss word. Son, you're getting castor oil. Open wide. Just give him hemp oil now.
Yes,
That'll learn him.
give it multiple times a day, give it a stronger dose. I would say 1 or 2 dropperfuls. And I personally seen it, dogs being like healed through that endocannabinoid system just doing this. And these dogs are still alive. And that was like 3, 4 years ago. Um,
Wow.
Also helps to repair your tissue. So let's say we have another story. This woman was calling crying from happiness, of course. Her dogs got attacked by coyotes,
Mm,
and I believe the bigger dog was really kind of destroyed. The muscles, everything was wide open in the body, and the smaller one was gone. The coyotes took the smaller one, and she had nothing to do. Like she just had nothing to lose. She poured the Nessa's oil in the areas where the dog was like open and the muscles all like teared up, and gave it orally. Within 2 days all the tissues were like glued back, and the dog was able back again walking, barking, and returning back to original stage. Of course still was healing needed to happen, but the dog survived because of the Nessa's oil. So it helps with the tissues. I seen it with cancer, and I seen it where this lady, she has the Amish store here in Chicago. So she told me, Inesa, our German Shepherd was given like days to live. And they told us, go home, find a place for the dog where you're gonna bury the dog. So we had nowhere to go. We decided to give like bunch of Nessa's oil. And that German Shepherd 3 days later was walking like nothing ever happened. But of course,
amazing.
and still
Well,
alive. And
I
still
hope Sterling, I hope Sterling likes Nessa's oil because she's going to get a heavy dose of it. So just to be clear, you would administer it topically while putting just a drop or two in her food. Is that what I heard you
I would
say?
I would always do consistency, so always do like 2 or 3 times a day orally, and I would do 2 or 3 times a day topically. For something chronic, you gotta go consistent and you gotta go hard.
All right, Sterling, here we come. Where does someone learn more about Nessa's hemp extract? And do you have other products besides the The extract, are there other varieties that you sell?
Yeah, we have incredible powder that is the reason I developed powder. I'm I'm a not big believer in having a lot of SKUs. I feel like it's just confusing for the public. People still don't have a full benefits. I just feel like it's not really serving the customer, the need of the customer. So the powder that I developed, actually, you really, really want to give it to your dog. What it really does, you know how most like you see like immune boost powders out there, they like have these vitamins, these whatever nutrients in it. Our powder does, I would say, opposite. What it really does actually targets what it call the root of the causes, why the person is sick in the first place. Oh, there's a liver disorder, or it's a gut issues, and so the powder goes after the root of the causes, instead empowering immune system. And just immune system fights the cause every day and never wins the battle. You see what I'm saying? Because it's so overwhelming. So the powder comes in and starts removing it within 6 months of use, the why you got sick in the first place. So that powder targets a lot. If somebody has something really chronic, if they have a healthy diet, I would say do the powder twice a day and you're gonna see your life being changed. And the reason I developed that, because I would say, why we keep empowering the immune system? Then the person is stuck to use the powder of immune system like for the rest of their life, which is good for the business, but is not good for the customer, because the customer needs to be spending money every single month for the rest of their life, right? Because if you get off the powder, that means you're gonna immune system is gonna go down, and then the problem, which is root of the cause, is still there. So I said, no, I want to develop the product that actually removes the root of the cause, so immune system always stays there, so doesn't have to fight with anything in the body. So the powder is amazing. It's really meant for somebody who's low budget, chronically ill, and make sure you use it twice a day. I know it does not taste like flowers, but I promise you, it's really life changing if you're gonna be consistent, and if you're gonna watch your diet, and if you're gonna drink your water. You're gonna start purging stuff in the toilet. You're gonna become healthier. You're gonna start. It's just gonna be a beautiful detox process.
So where do we learn more about it? Where, do you have a website that people can go to and
Yeah,
presumably order their product there?
absolutely. Nesa's hemp, not NASA, but Nesa. Nesa's hemp, Nesas. So nesashemp.com, it's just probably one of the best ways to go and read about it. But as I said, like for the powder specifically, it's very much root of the cause, low budget. Even if you're high budget, it's like add it in your smoothies, like make that powder in your daily routine. As long as you use it twice a day, that's critical part.
All right. Well, I'm going to continue to use it on my leg, and hopefully the next time you and I speak, it will have gone away. And I'm going to get the powder, and Sterling is going to start enjoying hemp extract in her daily diet, and I'll let you know how she does with it.
Please do. I would like to help you with something else. So let me know if you need any help. I would like to see how your dog is doing also. Like I would like to give you what I call my mini protocols. I saved a lot of dogs on this earth, actually. So I'll be happy to help. Just keep me posted if you need anything.
100%. So, Nessa, thanks for coming on The Truth. It's nessashemp.com. Go there, learn more about it, and maybe spend a little money while you're there and check it out. Thank you, Nessa. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much for having me here today.
Our pleasure.